Hello, guys and gals. Welcome back to another episode of Haunted Gaming. This time we do something a tad different called the Earthbound abortion theory. Now before we begin, if this topic is too controversial for you, please stop watching the video as it does contain more graphic content than usual, and understandably covers a controversial topic. That being said, let's begin. Earthbound, one of gaming's most iconic cult classics. It's an unconventional JRPG that doesn't take place in your usual fantasy realm, but instead in your ordinary suburban environment. The game doesn't contain mystical swords or, magical armors, but instead just pocket knives and baseball bats. The characters in this game would resemble your typical stereotype in real life. It seemed like a boring game at first, but it had one of the most epic quests of the time, and some of the most memorable bosses in video game history. But the question you might be asking right now is, how do the words abortion and Earthbound cross paths? Well, for those who don't want to hear any spoilers, please close your eyes and ears and start screaming gibberish now. For those who are still here listening, you might have heard about Gygus. Yes, Gygus, one of the most unsettling bosses in video gaming. I mean, just the music and the environment are enough to unsettle players, and even the dialogue as well. Gygus is known as a universal cosmic destroyer, or the embodiment of evil. And you might be thinking this is just your average video game boss, but then again, take a closer look on the second form of Gygus. You see it now? That, ladies and gentlemen, appears to be a fetus. Now you might be wondering that this is just something blown out of proportion, and that there's no way this is what the picture meant. Well, according to an interview from Shigesato Itoi, the character of Gygus was based on a movie he had seen as a child. Itoi had walked into a wrong theater of the movies and saw a graphic rape scene from a movie called The Military Policeman and the Dismembered Beauty. The scene hit Itoi so hard it traumatized him as a child, and as Itoi worked on Earthbound, he integrated this into the game, and allegedly even some lines from the movie were used, such as "it hurts." Yeah, pretty freaky stuff. Some even say that the Devil's Machine bears some resemblance to the female reproductive system. Now this is kind of a stretch, but for this theory, please keep that in mind. What this theory essentially states is that after defeating Pokey, you turn off the Devil Machine and release Gygus. Now, on the second form of the fight, remember that fetus? Yeah, so if you think about it, you could have been fighting an aborted alien fetus. Even some of the dialogue, such as "you cannot grasp the true form of Gygus' attack," can be interpreted in many ways, one being that Ness and his friend simply can't comprehend such a powerful attack, or that Gygus is really just fighting to prevent him to protect himself, and that in the end Gygus was an unborn fetus. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how this theory dictates that Gygus is an aborted alien fetus. Now moving on, the way I see it, I believe it's the case, and this isn't just a theory. I mean, if series director Shigesato Itoi says that it was derived from this graphic movie he saw as a child, I really can't rule out that Gygus could have been an aborted fetus. I mean, the artwork dictates it kind of clearly, and also the events that happened before and after the fight sort of, lead to this theory being somewhat true. I mean, the Devil Machine resembling the female reproductive system isn't too much of a stretch, so this kind of, in my opinion, does seem somewhat believable. I mean, you have to realize this segment of the game is derived from Itoi's traumatizing experience from watching that movie, or that rape scene in the movie. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Again, another reason why I think this is the case is the lack of putting the Mother Earthbound series outside of Japan. Now, Nintendo has been reluctant to announce Mother 3, but even Earthbound, which had a release outside of Japan on the SNES, still hasn't even gotten an official re-release on the Virtual Console for Wii, or the 3DS. Now again, this most likely could be a legal issue, and Nintendo even claimed that it was. They stated that some of the music from the game had to be changed for a proper release, so no, Nintendo isn't really lying about that. I mean, they're being very truthful, but I believe that it's more than that, and that if this got released in this day and age, there are so many people that throw pissy fits over stupid things, and if someone really noticed this and decided to raise some mass awareness to this abortion theory, it would kind of ruin Nintendo's family-friendly image. It's not that they don't want to release the game for the fans, I assume. It's because of, stupid people who take the stuff and blow it out of proportion. I mean, if this stuff wasn't so clear-cut in the day, if there's no way you can rule out this theory that it's not an abortion. It's not Gygus being an aborted fetus, because you have evidence that backs it up, but at the same time, thinking that Gygas is an aborted fetus is sort of stretching it, and it's sort of... There's counterclaims against it. So there's two sides to this argument, is it real or isn't it? But this is my 2 cents. I honestly think it is true, but then again, feel free to tell us if you think this is true. Do you think it's true? Please tell me in the comments below. That's really all I gotta say. I think this theory is somewhat true. I think the abortion theory isn't completely false, but I don't think it's completely true. So yeah. This has been another episode of Haunted Gaming, and if you like what you saw, then like, comment, and subscribe. This is me, Mutahar, from Some Ordinary Gamers, and I'm out.